have a question. Sheikh al-Kareem, with regards to كل يوم هو في شأن.
Yes.
هو في شأن. Can we understand this and connect it with IBS, because we talk about attributes of essence and attributes of action? Can we understand that هو في شأن is an attribute of action here?
It refers to a kind of attribute, but it's referring to his actions. Because here we are talking about his actions, his active, role, which is based on some attributes.
So the sense of because being engaged in work can be seen as so there's an action that comes like Razzaq, he would give rizq.
Yes.
Definitely he would be giving rizq, but the attribute behind it is Razzaq. So here, how do we understand maybe the attribute of being Qayyum? The attribute of Qayyum is the one that we're looking at here, and this is one of the manifestations of him being Qayyum upon the universe.
Yeah. So there are lots of aspects here. For example, Razzaqiyya. Okay, he's always Razzaq. Okay, but his Razzaqiyya is like a flowing river. It's not fixed. Okay, it's like everyone bringing new bread to you, fresh bread to you. Not that he has stored bread from eternity, and then every day you take one. Okay, so there is an ongoing process of giving rizq. Then, even rizq is not fixed. What are you going to receive? And how much you are going to receive can change. So there is always place for excitement. There's always place for surprise. Even if you are very insightful and very much familiar with the way that Allah works, you can never anticipate everything that He wants to do. He always has something to surprise us.
Thank you, Sheikh al-Kareem.
May Allah bless you.
One dimension of looking at this, as you have explained. I hope that my connection is coming through well. Inshallah ta'ala.
It's somehow it's like, for example, suppose we have a great teacher. So over time, we learn many things from that teacher, from the way he discusses things, from his presuppositions, methodology, many things we realize, many things, many points we learn, but never becomes repetitive. Never you can 100% predict what he's going to say. If he's a great source of knowledge that is like a flowing river. If it's just a collection of data, after some time everything everything you can predict. But if he has new waves of knowledge coming, you can never fully understand what he's going to say.
It's similar to what you have pointed out, to the aspects of the Quran being always fresh.
Exactly. That is one aspect of it, yes.
Thank you very much. We have a question about the interaction of Imam Hussein and Hur. Throughout the story, there is a common expression that is sometimes, ثَكَلَتْكَ أُمُّكَ, I believe this is the expression. May your mother be deprived of you, which is translated as may your mother be deprived of you in English. First, what is the actual meaning and context of usage of expression? Is it referring to miscarriage or wishing death to a person? The reason why I'm asking is because there's an episode that I will translate and mention, but the expression makes it sensitive. Kitab al-Irshad mentions that Imam Hussein reproaches Hur for something and says something that Hur shows nothing but respect and replies with, I cannot mention the same about your mother. Could you elaborate and provide context if possible? And the text is translated, and maybe some of the maqtals, may God deprive your mother of you, said Al Hussein, peace be upon him, to Al Hur, what do you want? And then Hur responded, if any of the Arabs other than you were to say that to me, retorted Al Hur, even though he were in the same situation as you, I would not leave him without mentioning his mother, this conversation.
Yeah.
So how do we comprehend this? How do we treat such historical material?
Yeah, this is commonly said. Of course, if we want to be 100% sure that this is said by Imam Hussein salam, we have to investigate, all the chain of narrators, see, whether we can verify that. But it's registered in history. So sometimes there are things in historical books which are reliable, but it doesn't mean that everything there is 100% accurate, unless you make independent research for everything. So if we suppose that Imam Hussein alayhi salam said this, first of all, we should know that this was not like being rude or swearing at someone. This was very common among Arabs, that when they wanted to show this satisfaction with someone's ideas or behavior, etc., they may say thakalatka ummuk. They don't say anything bad to the person or the mother directly. They just say, may your mother mourn for you, which means may you die. Okay, like qatalaka Allah, may Allah kill you. It's something like that. It was a common way of showing that you are not satisfied with humiliating, for example, thing that the other party said, etc., humiliating action that the other party. So it's more a kind of defensive and at the same time protective statement or dua that someone who is denied respect and his freedom is denied is saying. So this is the context of what Imam Hussein alayhi salam, if we say that he said this. He never said anything bad to his mother, Hur's mother. He didn't say anything bad to Hur, just said basically, may Allah take your life, which is not a bad thing, because when someone is doing wrong, when someone is working for Yazid and Ibn Ziyad and stopping Imam and innocent family, children and companions, so if he dies is better than remaining and doing these things. Sometimes I have mentioned this, that a ruler, a governor, a hakim, asked a sage, please pray for me. He realized that this man's prayers are very significant. He said, no, please pray for me. He said, may Allah kill you. He said, I said pray for me, not curse me. He said, yes, I really prayed for your benefit, because the sooner you die, the better for you and the better for people. Because if you continue your life, you are going to do more harm to people and causing more pain and punishment for yourself in the hereafter. So it's better you die sooner. So it was a dua. This was not, a kind of curse. So Imam alayhi salam apparently said this, and it was something which was going to be useful for Hur. And actually, death also doesn't mean that you have to die in a bad way. I was, actually thinking, maybe I don't know, it was yesterday or day before yesterday, that actually Hur died very soon, but in the form of martyrdom and after great tawbah. So, if you become a martyr and your mother mourn for you. It's difficult, but it's an achievement for you and for your mother. You are mother of martyr. So Hur was going to die anyway, but he could die as a commander of Yazid. He could die as a martyr if he was lucky to be included among the martyrs of Karbala. So this is what I can say, in this brief time. And it is also very interesting that Imam Hussein one more time referred to the mother of Hur. At the end of his life, Imam said, "Anta hurrun kama sammatka ummuk." You are Hur as your mother called you. First of all, Imam knew that this name was given to Hur by mother. Didn't say father. Kama sammatka ummuk. And wanted to show appreciation to the mother of Hur, so that no one think in future that Imam was disrespectful to the mother. But for Hur to return this to Imam Hussein was not respectful. If he was going to say, may your mother, because Imam Hussein was not in a wrong direction. Imam Hussein didn't need transformation. His life was not in a wrong direction. So this was an opportunity for Hur to receive this response by expressing his humility and respect for Imam Hussein and Lady Fatima. And then Imam alayhi salam again returned that by saying that you are Hur. Number one, is that a real name? Number two, your mother gave you right name. Of course, when you say the mother gives the right name, it's not just a matter of giving the right name, it's a matter of also raising you to that name. If my mother, for example, calls me Shuja, for example, brave, and then Imam says, you are Shuja as your mother called you, it means that she gave you right name and she raised you in the right way. So the acknowledgement of the role of the mother in upbringing of this person.
Thank you very much, Sheikh. We also have received a question from Sayyida Firdaus after Salam. She says,
Alaykum salam.
I guess regards to وفي شأن Quran Sunnah of Allah, how do we consolidate basically كل يوم هو في شأن, and the idea that there's no tabdeel in the Sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then may Allah give you more strength and good health to you and your family for doing one lecture after the other.
Thank you very much. Jazakumullah khairan. Yeah, so Sunnah is the general pattern, universal laws. So in Muharram 2000, I think was 19 or 20, the first Muharram after I left the Islamic Center, I had a series on Divan Universal Laws in Watford. And we talked about Allah's general patterns of behavior or sunan. But those are like frameworks. How he does it is not always the same. For example, the support that he has for the believers, when that support comes and how it comes and to what extent, these are all changes.
It seems like there's some chopping in the sound. I don't know. Is there anything that can... There's some chop.
Maybe your connection. Do others hear me properly, or?
We got one indication or send us a text. Yeah, so there's more than one person.
Problem. So you couldn't hear me?
We can talk, Sheikh. It cuts.
Really? I can change
Yes.
the internet. Let me. How is it now?
Internet. I would like to just see if Dr. Mustafa Diwani is able to hear me. Dr. Mustafa,
How is it now?
can you hear me? Much better. Much better.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum
Assalamu
salam.
alaikum, Dr. Mustafa. Sheikhna al-Kareem and dear community, I have to request your help because, as you know, in our time zone, the majalis are taking place. So I just need if Dr. Mustafa can take on after 10 p.m. I was trying to reach out, but I couldn't reach out so that we can continue seamlessly. Brother Mustafa, please confirm privately if you're able to do that. Sorry, Sheikh. Please continue. We can see you and hear you very well.
Very good. Alhamdulillah. What we were discussing?
So we were connecting between the fact that the Sunnah of Allah is not changing.
Yes.
كل يوم هو في شأن.
Yeah, I said in a series I had in Muharram, the first Muharram after I left the center, Islamic Center in Watford, divine universal laws. So we explained that there are a number of general laws of Allah in guidance and in creation, but they are not coming in a fixed way. For example, if he has support for truth seekers, justice seekers, it doesn't mean that you can predict everything. When it comes, how it comes, to what extent, what happens is not the same. Therefore, you see, although there are similarities, but the lives of the prophets and messengers are not the same. Their enemies didn't, behave the same. Themselves didn't behave the same. The way Allah supported was not the same. If you want to go into details, but if you look at it from a more general perspective, yes, everything goes back to those sunan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because He's Hakim. He doesn't do things, in vain or by chance or by accident. But only people who are at His level of knowledge and hikmah can predict everything. If we had that level of knowledge and hikmah, we could predict everything, because everything has basis. Everything is based on facts, on realities, on truth, on real interest. But because we don't have that much of knowledge, therefore He can always surprise us.
Thank you, Sheikh Kareem.
May Allah bless you.